When people talk about peak Mario Kart, chances are they're referring to Wave 4 of the Booster Course Pass. While initially the Booster Course Pass had a bit of a rough start, with the first two waves being just okay, Wave 3 was a sign of good things to come, and Wave 4 absolutely blew it out of the park with the best selection of courses in any Mario Kart 8 DLC, even back on the Wii U. But a wave is only as good as the content within it, so let's get into reviewing the courses. Starting off Wave 4 is the Fruit Cup, which opens with, you guessed it, a Tour City track. This time, Amsterdam Drift. You know, I think Amsterdam Drift was a sign of good things to come for city tracks, as this one actually felt unique. We have more than just regular city streets, which, granted, we do still have, but they're not the entire course this time. We've got an underwater section, we've got the flower field on Section 3. They actually gave us something unique for once, and I love it. While the course is nice, we do need to talk about one of the glaring issues it has. Just look at the flowers on Section 3. You can literally count the polygons on these things. The rest of the course looks fine, though. Flowers aside, though, this course does have the one thing in this entire wave that I would say is actually bad. That being this course's music. I can't really put into words why I don't like it, I just simply do not vibe with this course's music. Beyond that though, I think the course itself is great. Nintendo is definitely saving the better city courses for the second half of the Booster Course Pass here. I think Amsterdam Drift serves as a pretty good opening for Wave 4, and at the time of its release was probably the third best city track, as it finally broke the curse of every single city track being mediocre at best. Up next, we've got Riverside Park. A course admittedly forgettable in Super Circuit due to its much more difficult older brother Lakeside Park, but here in the Booster Course Pass, we only have one of them, so Riverside really gets its chance to shine. First off, I'm just gonna say it. I think that if you don't look too hard at the trees in the background, this course could probably pass for base game graphics. Something that, you know, kind of unheard of in the Booster Course Pass, but yeah, I think Riverside pulls it off. Not to mention, this course got an entire new feature even compared to its tour iteration, that being the Patuis walking around. Now yes, since this is based on the tour version of the track, the layout has been ever so slightly simplified, but that isn't a huge deal breaker for me. I mean, I never even played Super Circuit until after Wave 4 came out. The real best part about this course, in my opinion, is the music, as it's gone from GBA compression to full-on big band, and wow did they pop off with it. I just wish it was a bit longer. Ultimately, I'm happy that Riverside Park got its time to shine in the Booster Course Pass, as, in general, they've just been knocking it out of the park with all of the GBA retros here. Well, except one. DK Summit! Woo! One of the best courses in Wii finally makes its return, and wow, has it been worth the wait. Thank God Half-Pipes got re-added in Wave 3 though, because this course would not be the same without them. I think Nintendo realized that this course was already perfect in Wii, and they didn't change a single thing about it gameplay-wise. Yeah, the cannon's a glider now, but that's more of a universal change that's affected all cannons. The only real change this course got is that the statue is actually of Donkey Kong now. Why was it ever Mario to begin with? This is a Donkey Kong course. I see a lot of people calling the Half-Pipes and 8 Deluxe incredibly janky, and that just makes it more fun, at least for me. Like, the way that you just go flying off Half-Pipes with 200cc and a mushroom? Come on, you gotta admit that's a lot of fun. Also, the new remix for this course is just perfect. They kept in the 1, 2, 3, 4, they added some very fitting electric guitar. Really, I can't think of a single complaint I have for this course, apart from you fall for maybe just a little bit too long if you miss that gap jump. Mario Kart Wii may be getting just a bit overrepresented in the Booster Course Pass, but if they can take an already near perfect course like DK Summit and improve on that, I'm all for it. And here we are, the flagship course of Wave 4, it's Yoshi's Island. I don't know how many of you guys know this, but Yoshi is probably my favorite Mario character. He's my main in both Mario Kart and Smash, so when this course got announced, you know I was hyped. And when it released, instant favorite. The only complaint I have about this course is that it's a bit too short. I want more of it. Beyond that, I have no issues with this course. Everything about it, from the music to the background details, is just pure perfection. And they gave this course the full crossover treatment. It's got unique coins, a reference to the Yoshi's Island series with the winged cloud at the end, and the music is based on the athletic theme from Yoshi's Island, which is probably up there in my top 5 favorite themes in all of Mario. In case it wasn't obvious, this is by far my favorite course this wave. And that's saying something, because this wave as a whole is insanely good. And that concludes the Fruit Cup. One of the best cups in the game by far, and while it is a little bit lower in quality, I'd say, the Boomerang Cup is still just as nice. The Boomerang Cup is going to start us off with another tour city track, this time Bangkok Rush. It's alright. Slight downgrade compared to the tour version. I don't know why they removed the Inky Piranha plants. It doesn't really affect me that much because I always take the high route, but it's still sad to see that they were replaced. In general with this course, there seems to be a theme of high and low routes, as we have both the train area where you can take either the high road with the rail or the low road with the no longer Inky Piranha plants, as well as the market section at the end where you can either go under the tents and get another item box, or you can go across them and perform what is commonly known as the Bangkok Bounce. Like with Amsterdam, even if we are on fairly normal city roads for a majority of the course, they still manage to give us some unique sections. We have the aforementioned market, as well as the course opening up with us driving across a river. The music on this course is also pretty nice, although it's not really anything special. Overall, I would probably rank Bangkok as the weakest course of Wave 4, but that by no means makes it bad, because it is still easily better than any city course we got in the first 3 waves, except for maybe Berlin. Now for probably the biggest surprise of Wave 4, DS Mario Circuit. I think we were all expecting Wave 4's DS course to be, I don't know, Airship Fortress, but nope, we got this instead. I'm not complaining. Like Riverside Park earlier, this is another course that was admittedly forgettable in its original game, but now it gets a chance to shine. They didn't change too much about it layout-wise, but I think the new forest section at the end definitely helps liven things up a little. I do wish that the Wiggler woke up just a little bit earlier though, because as it is, you're lucky if you even get to see him awake, especially in 200cc. I also think that this is one of the few courses in the game that actually pulls off the more plasticky art style of Mario Kart Tour very well in 8 Deluxe. Now, I know when this course got revealed, there was a lot of people who were upset about it because, oh, it's not Airship Fortress, but come on. They did a really good job with this one. Maybe it's just because, you know, I have some very heavy Mario Kart DS nostalgia, considering it was one of the first games I ever owned, but I am never unhappy to play on this course, and I'm glad that it got included here. At last, It only took 4 waves, but we finally have our first Double Dash course of the Booster Course Pass. Waluigi Stadium has finally been added, and it was worth the wait. Similar to DK Summit, I don't think I could have imagined this course without half-pipes, and yeah, it was meant for Wave 3, which is when they were introduced, but why not introduce the 2 best half-pipe courses in the same wave? After being the best course in Double Dash, and its Wii appearance being one of the very few pre-Mario Kart 7 retro courses I would actually call good, I had very high hopes for 8 Deluxe's rendition of Waluigi Stadium, and it did not disappoint. The new platforms from the half-pipes are great. Granted, yeah, the piranha plants are a little bit different in their position, but again, it doesn't bother me too much because I always take the half-pipes anyways. Similar to DK Summit, I don't have a lot to complain about with this course. They took an already amazing course, and they somehow managed to make it even better. As a contrast to the last course, though, which was a very nice example of the tour art style done right, Waluigi Stadium looks like it could fit right in with the base game, which, again, is unheard of for the Booster Course Pass until this point. Possible hot take here. I know that there were a good amount of people who didn't like the new remix of the music because it felt too goofy. Look at this course. It's a Waluigi course. It should be goofy. Their new remix is absolutely amazing. I don't get what people think is wrong with it. For our first Double Dash course of the Booster Course Pass, Waluigi Stadium did not disappoint. It was a phenomenal addition to an already great wave, and really, I have a hard time figuring out if I like this more or less than DK Summit, because I feel the exact same way about both of them. For the final course of the Boomerang Cup and Wave 4 as a whole, it's another city track. Yeah, Nintendo decided to give us 3 of these this time, which, at least when I first saw the wave announcement, I was a little bit annoyed that they didn't give us another course from, say, Mario Kart 7, but after playing on this course in 8 Deluxe, no, it's amazing. Easily the best city course not only of the wave, but in the entire game. Now yes, this course is also great in Mario Kart Tour, probably my second or third favorite of the city courses there. But here in 8 Deluxe, at least at the moment, it is number 1. We've got Wave 6 coming out any time now, so who knows, those other courses may dethrone it. But for now, they did everything right with this course. From the music, to the visuals, to the general atmosphere. Again, I don't have a single complaint. Well, I guess there is one complaint. Again, it's about something being too short, this time being the Chinatown section. If you guys have heard just the Chinatown portion of the music, it's great! But the problem is, in-game you only hear it for like 10 seconds because of how short the section is. If that section was just a little bit longer, this course would be practically perfect. Again, I don't really have too much else to say. This course does practically everything perfectly. Just make that Chinatown section a little bit longer, and there you go, perfect city track. And you know, no offense to Vancouver Velocity, you're great too, but this is how you end a wave with a city track. Now jumping over to the course scores. I will say, before we get started here, most of the courses scored pretty good. Again, this wave is the best one for a reason. First up, for the lowest scores of the wave, it's gonna be a 7 out of 10 for both Bangkok Rush and Amsterdam Drift. They're both still pretty good courses, but they each have something dragging them down. Bangkok with the removal of some features from Tour, and Amsterdam with the music. If I had to choose between the two, I'd say Amsterdam is very slightly higher because it's a more fun course to play on. Moving up now to the 8 out of 10s, we have DS Mario Circuit and Riverside Park. Two courses I feel pretty much the exact same way about. They were both fairly forgettable in their original appearances, but now in the Booster Course Pass, they get their time to shine. Now admittedly, DS Mario Circuit is the lower of the two here. It should be a 7 out of 10, but I have way too much nostalgia for Mario Kart DS, so I bump it up an extra point. Even if it was a 7 out of 10 though, it would still be above both of the other city tracks. Only one 9 out of 10 this time, that being Singapore Speedway. I think I pretty much covered everything I think about it earlier. The only thing I would change there is make the Chinatown section a bit longer, and then boom, you get to move up to a 10 out of 10. Now as for those 10 out of 10s, we have DK Summit and Waluigi Stadium. Two courses that, again, like I've said earlier, I feel pretty much the exact same way about. I do find it hard to choose between which one I like more. If I had to choose, it would probably go to Waluigi Stadium, purely because I like its music more. And finally, last but not least, we have Yoshi's Island, which I would like to award a very rare score of an 11 out of 10. Truly peak Mario Kart. And that concludes Wave 4 of the Booster Course Pass. This has easily been the best wave of the Booster Course Pass we have gotten, unless Wave 6 can manage to be better. We'll have to wait and see. And, at least in my opinion, there was nothing truly bad in any of these courses besides Amsterdam's music. Shout out to Birdo as well for showing us that, yeah, characters are possible in this thing now. Let me know what you guys think of the wave down below, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time. Hey, Future Michael cutting in here for a second. Wave 6 is out now, and if you're watching this video the day it came out, I will be streaming it tomorrow night at twitch.tv/PokeMichael. Link in the description.